and welcome to the video. Today I'm going to be showing you how to create this 4-page leaflet in Microsoft Word. So let's open a new document.
So we've opened up a new Word document. So the first thing we need to do is turn this page around to landscape. So go to Layout, Orientation, Landscape, and then we need to go to Insert, Page Break, which gives us 2 pages. So for these designs, we need to identify the center point or the folding point for this leaflet. So double click at the top of your page and you'll enter into the headers and footers. Now we're going to put a line in the headers and footers because it means that when we're putting in all our designs and images and tables, etc., this line won't move. So go to Insert, Shapes, click on the line, hold down your Shift key and drag down a perfectly vertical line. Then go up to the Alignment tool and go to Align to Center. And this line is perfectly centered in your page. Double click in the middle of your page. We've come out of the headers and footers, but you can see this line now I can't move, I can't select it, and it's a great way to identify the center of your page so that we can put in our designs around it. So this page here will be the front and back, and these 2 pages will be the 2 inside pages. So for the front page, we're going to insert some title, some text, and an image. So go to Insert, Text Box, click on the drop down, select Draw Text Box, click and draw out a text box. Then you can just start to type, but I'm just going to paste in my text because you don't want to watch me type. And if I select my text, go to the Home tab, you can see this is the text I've selected and this is the font size. But of course, if you select font, you can choose any font you like. If I deselect, you can see we've got this black border line around the outside, and we've also got a white fill color within this box. Both of those I'm going to get rid of. So select it, go to Shape Format, go along to this icon here and select No Outline. Then go to Shape Fill, click on the drop down and select No Fill. And then this one now is completely transparent, as you can see as I move it over that line. And so when we put any backgrounds in or graphics, the text will just be over the top without the box around it. So I'm now going to stretch the box so that it moves over the central line. You can see it just slightly clicked into place there and just to the edge here. Now what this allows us to do is to centralize all our text because it's perfectly in the middle here. Because if we try to center it to the page by using the Align tool, Align to Center, you can see it aligns it to the page and not to this half of the page. However, the text is a little bit too close to the edges of our page, so we can adjust the margins by selecting it, going to Shape Format, going all the way over to Format Pane, and then selecting this icon here and going to the margins left and right. So in here we can put in a figure, or we can just use the arrows. If I click the arrows, you can see my text moving over to the right, and then again this one, it moves over to the left, and until you can keep clicking until you're happy with the look. So once I'm happy with that, I'm simply going to copy and paste this box, and there's a few ways you can do that. You can select it, hold down the Alt or Option key, click and drag. Alternatively, you can select the box, go to the Home tab, copy, deselect, paste. So we can use all of these boxes for a variety of different text. In this one here, I'm going to select all the text, just paste in my text, and then we'll just move this box across using my arrow keys. Again, I'm going to do the same here. Just select the text, paste in my alternative text, copy and paste the box. And once again, just paste in the text, deselect, reselect it so I haven't got my cursor in the middle. And then we can just use the arrow keys to move this text up and down so that it suits the look we're going for. Now, in order to create the picture on the front with the 3 individual boxes, we need to go to Insert, Shapes, click on the square, click and draw out a rectangle, Once again, copy and paste it in the same way. Just hold down that Alt or Option key, click and drag, deselect, reselect one of them, click and drag. Now if the box is a bit too wide or narrow, select them all by holding down the Command or Control key. Make them a bit thinner by moving one of them across and making it smaller. Deselect, move one of them closer if you need to. Once again, select them all, holding down the Command or Control key. Go to Align, then go to Distribute Horizontally, which means there's an equal gap between them. Align, align to top. Now they're aligned completely to each other. Let's just move them across and then down a bit. Now this bit you will have to do by eye to make sure there's an equal distance this side and this side. And then once you're happy, make sure they're all selected. Go to Group, select Group, and then in Format Shape, click on the bucket, go to Fill, then go to Picture or Texture, and then you can go to Insert, pick a picture of your choice from your files and click Insert. Now you can see my picture in here split across those three boxes. I can make this a bit narrower if I want to. And then again, use my arrow keys to center it to my page. Perfect. So we're going to do the back because it's easier to fill out the one sheet, again using the copy and paste tool. I like to make sure that mine are relatively lined up here, so I can move it across to here, make sure they're lined up, and then just use my arrow key to move them across. Again, let's pop the text in, and then what we might do is just copy and paste a few more, just add in that text again. And then once again, we can move these down. We can insert a photo again, so go to Insert, Picture, Picture from File, select it and click Insert. Now when you insert a picture like this, you won't be able to move it, so select it, go to Wrap Text, select In Front of Text, then you can reduce the size of it and pop it in the area that you want. Again, you're going to have to do this a little bit like I. You can select the top one, see if these squares line up. If they do line up, then you've got it on point, but it can be used as a guide. But as soon as you deselect them both and reselect this one, you can see you have no comparison. So you have to keep selecting this one by holding down the Command or Control key, just to see if it's centered. Then you can make some adjustments, make sure it all works for you. And then on to the slightly more challenging elements of putting in a table. So I'm just going to borrow a text box, again copy and paste it across. This time we're going to make the box a bit bigger. There we go. Then I'm going to delete the text and then go up to Insert, Table, Insert Table. And here we only want one column, and for the moment we'll go to 8 rows and click Insert. Select the whole table by clicking this top left square, then go to Table Layout, then in the height, select it, press 1 centimeter and press Enter. And as you can see, we've got far more room in these cells. And then I'm going to go to Align to Center Left. So then when my text is typed in here, it will always be center left. So also what I'm going to do is select my table, go to Table Design. I'm going to go to Borders and I'm going to remove all the borders by selecting No Border. But I need to be able to see where I'm typing, so I'm going to go back up here and select View Grid Lines. So these grid lines are just a guide, they won't print out, they won't be saved as a PDF, but they are a good guide for what you're doing in your table. So I'm just going to pull this out a little bit, it's not quite centered. And then I'm going to pop in my first piece of text. But this piece of text I do want in the center, so I'm going to go to the Home tab and click Center. And then I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to pop in all my text, come back and show you how to put in the grid lines. So just before I carry on, I'm going to need some more cells. So you can see I'm at the bottom, go to Table Layout and click Insert below and just keep clicking and you'll see you get more of those rows. So now we've got that table in, I want a few lines. So I'm going to select this row here, go to Table Design, go to Borders and select Bottom Border. And as you see, we've now got a line for you to write on here. Again, I'm going to go to this cell here. It's already selected here, bottom border, so I'm just going to click, and you can see that's been inserted there. Again here. And then for this one, I'm just going to select all of these cells and select bottom border. And let's just select these. And then you can see it selected the bottom border, but actually these now become the internal borders. So go to borders, and you can see here inside horizontal border. You can now see that we've got them all in here. Perfect. So let's just quickly take off the grid lines, and you can now see what your table looks like. So an easy way to do this page is to simply copy and paste it across. Deselect them both, reselect this one, move it over if you want to. If you find it's a bit close to the edge, that's fine. You can just bring it in. It will make the table a bit smaller, but that's absolutely fine. Again, you can do that this side as well, if it's a bit closer to the edge. And then just make sure these lines are lined up here. So I'm just going to use my arrow keys to move that table down so they're nicely aligned. Now obviously you don't want a replica of this table, so select the table. You can know you've selected it because you can see this square at the top here. So just select it, table design, go to borders, select view grid lines. So now we can simply work on this side. And what we can do with this one is we can once again go to table design, borders, no borders, and then all you need to do is take out your text. You can go through it and press delete, or you can just copy and paste each one with alternative text. So I'm just going to take out all the text here, and now I've got a completely blank table I can now work on. I'm going to paste in my text, go through, and then come back and show you how to do the grid lines, place the background in, place the graphics in, and save as a PDF. So once again, we're going to put the lines in. So I'm going to select these three cells, go to table design, go to borders. I need the bottom border, and then I need the inside horizontal borders, and you can see now I've got those three lines. With this one, I just need the bottom border, and then these two, bottom border and inside border. And again, for these two, exactly the same. We can put the inside ones in because it's already selected by just clicking, and then go to bottom border, and we've got the one at the bottom here. So we've got all of our information in. We can go up and just take out the border lines. So let's just make sure we're clicked on the table. Go to table design, borders, grid lines. Perfect. So now that's all of our design. We can go up to insert, shapes, pick a shape, click and draw a shape across our document, copy and paste it to the next page, make sure it covers the page, select them both holding down the Command and Control key. You can just see you've selected them by these squares here. Go to shape fill, pick a colour of your choice, make sure they completely cover your document, and then go to shape format, send backwards, send to back. Now the reason you can't just change the page colour, so if you go to design, let's just deselect them all, then over here it says page colour. Now if you select the page colour, when you come to print this out, it will just print as white. The page colour really is for a design and not to actually be printed out. That's what I found. There might be another key I'm missing here, but that's what I found. So I find it easier just to put these squares in as a background. Next, I'm going to go to Insert, Shapes, click on the circle, click and draw out a circle, move it to wherever you want it. I'm going to go up to Borders, select No Outline, Shape Fill. Again, select a colour of your choice. Try to make it cohesive with your pictures. The way you can do that, go to More Fill Colours. You've got the colour wheel here, and then you can move this little icon around. Try to match one of the colours in your images because it'll make the whole thing look a little bit more cohesive. And then just click OK where your colour appears in this square here. So we're going to go and make a few of these oval shapes and just put them around our design. Select the first one. Make your choice where you want to place it. I'm going to use the second one at the top here. Deselect, reselect this one. Don't worry, I'm covering everything up. Everything will become clear shortly. Now you can select them all, hold down the Command or Control key, and then select send backwards, send to back. You can see they've disappeared, and then just click bring forwards, and then bring forwards one more time. And then you can see they've gone behind all of the text, but you've kept them in front of the actual background. Now you can see in the headers and footers, my line has disappeared. So if we double click in the headers and footers, let's just move this down. You can see it's disappeared behind this shape here. So double click at the top, you can just quickly select the line, press delete, and then that line will disappear for good. Double click in the center, move this back up, and then zoom out. Perfect. So once you finish your design, you can go to File, Save As. You've got your Word document here. If you click on the menu, you can go down to PDF, completely up to you, and then click Save. But if you can't be bothered to do all of this and you want a copy of it, I will leave a link in the description below where you can download one. So all you need to do now is go ahead, print this out, and fold it along the central line. It should be perfectly in half, and then you can print these off as little leaflets. Now again, you don't have to do it on this particular subject. You can customize this for absolutely anything, whether it's advertising or it's a worksheet or it's educational, completely up to you. So I hope this has helped you today. If it has, please like and subscribe, and have a great day.